I have just gone 120 days without drinking alcohol. And in that time, I've lost body fat, built muscle, trying for kids, ran my first 10K in under 40 minutes, had the most profitable time in my current business ever, and saved more money. Firstly, this isn't me giving you a video of preaching for you to become some kind of nun or give up the exciting shit that you actually enjoy in life, and instead helping you consider some of the benefits of potentially giving up booze, even if it's just a temporary thing. The reason I gave up alcohol in 2023, it came pretty much exactly after the weekend that I'd been away on my own stag do. I drank pretty heavy and I got back and I just had this real feeling of overwhelming anxiety, and it wasn't just on the Sunday afterwards, it was for days and days and days following this too. And it continued to happen for a few more weeks as well, because I'd sometimes get to a Wednesday, which is typically my current filming day, and I'd have to show up and almost put on a brave face because I felt so anxious and just not myself from the effects of alcohol continuing over the next few days. This was literally the week or two after I got back from the trip when I decided to give up alcohol. So what have been the benefits of giving up alcohol? Number one, the way that I look. I would argue now, and over the past couple of weeks specifically, I've gotten better shape than I ever have done, particularly in the way that I look. I just feel a lot more dense. I feel I'm holding more muscle tissue. I feel like my physique is better. And because of that, I feel more confident. And that's generally because when I've been waking up for other days following drinking on a weekend, I'm a lot more myself. I can get in and give it a lot more. I have more energy. I have more get up and go. I don't need to lie in bed all Sunday. And in fact, I get an extra training session in. So if I get an extra training session in for 4 times over the month, that's an extra 4 training days that I get to better myself. Productivity. My productivity has been a hell of a lot better, which has also benefited my business. I've recently just launched the first round of investment for my business through crowdfunding, which is going to propel it way forward this year, fingers crossed. I've also managed to plan a lot more of my 2024 and focus on the things that I actually want to do. And I also just find on a Monday morning, I have way more clarity with my decisions. I already knew that I was pretty good at making decisions anyway. I was pretty efficient. I like to think I was pretty productive, but it kind of just gave me this new level that I didn't even know was there. It's kind of when you've got an Android phone, then you switch over to iPhone, and you're like, wow, why have I been a peasant for this long and finally invested in an iPhone? I now see the difference. Number 3, my fitness. Although, yes, I have definitely started to look better over the past couple of weeks and months since giving up alcohol. My fitness levels have also taken a drastic change as well. Like I was saying before, I ran my first 10K in under 40 minutes, which has never ever happened before. And that actually happened on a Sunday. On a Sunday, which in the AM, I probably would have been lying in bed, feeling sorry for myself, ordering in something off Deliveroo, and ultimately not getting out of bed probably till about halfway through the day. It's meant that I've been able to spend a lot more time focused on the things that are particularly my weak points, getting out on the road a lot more. And even though I was still during the marathon prep last year drinking on the weekends and going out, I was potentially limiting my potential of when I was going out on those runs just due to alcohol making me dehydrated, run down, lower energy, and also lacking on sleep. So when I'm going out for these runs now, I'm a hell of a lot more productive. My heart rate is way lower, and a lot of my numbers that have come in over the past couple of weeks on Strava, hashtag Strava wanker, have been a hell of a lot better too. The big one, no hangovers. Now, this was the big one for me, which kind of tippled me over the edge because of the anxiety that I was getting a lot from drinking. It wasn't like when I was 18 where I could go out, have a couple of drinks and wake up the next day and go again and go again and go again. It was affecting me for a few days, and I was kind of thinking to myself, why am I self-prescribing this feeling of anxiety? Why am I giving this to myself? And then I started to think about weighing up the advantages versus the disadvantages, and that was what really solidified the choice for me to go sober. Friends. It really got me thinking about the friends I was keeping and potentially some of the people that I'd only hang around with because I was drinking in the past. Now, you can't change your friends, but you can change your friends. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes you can't change the group, the dynamic, the way that they are acting, the way that their personality is, the things that they like to do, but you can change your group of friends, which can sometimes be difficult. But the only reason that you're friends with the friends that you're with, or the only reason that your friends are friends with you is because they tolerate you because you drink, then potentially you need a new group of friends. I'm not saying this is easy, it's difficult, but if you want to set the bar higher this year in 2024, you need to really think about the people and type of people you're surrounding yourself with. And if that type of people are really the type of people that you want to be around, that are going to raise level. There was actually a study done, I think it was at Harvard, and a big predictor of people's success was due to the 5 people that you surround yourself with, which is often the sort of anecdote that we hear, but this works as well for if you're in a workspace or an office space. A big predictor of that, of even people who worked less efficiently, was based on the person that they were just sat next to it in the office. This had the opposite and opposing reaction. So for example, if you were sitting next to someone who's a high performer, it would raise your bar. And if you were sat next to someone who is potentially a low performer, is pulling you down, then you would underperform in work as well. So make sure that you're looking at your friendship circle and how you want to roll this year out. The next one was food. Now, the reason that I'd started to look better and feel better is obviously, one, yes, I've started the ketogenic diet, which kind of tied in with this period of when I cut out alcohol. But alcohol is the gateway drug into everything. I'm never slamming a doner kebab in or a McDonald's in town at 3 a.m. in the morning unless I've been out boozing. And one of the things for me in the past is something that I'm not particularly proud of, but I think it was a part of my life and something that I experienced was cocaine. And this was something that, again, I would never go on a night out and start lining up stripes unless I've been drinking booze. And again, that's something that for me just kind of indicates that alcohol is a lubricant for a lot of other things that you potentially don't want to get caught up in. The stigma behind quitting alcohol can sometimes be a difficult hurdle to get over, and this again comes back to the group of friends that you're keeping and if they support your decisions. And sometimes going on nights out and drinking, and people are like, why are you being the boring one? Why aren't you drinking? Can sometimes be difficult. But once you tell people you've quit drinking, you're going sober, that pressure almost alleviates. It's like asking a vegan if they want a steak. The answer is clearly going to be no. So generally people will stop asking you if you want a steak. And the same is true for alcohol as well. Once you lay your table out, people will stop being persistent in forcing you to do things that they want to do and not you. And the other big thing that this comes back to as well is stop trying to play up to strangers. Stop trying to play a part to an audience that potentially you don't even know, never mind like. Because the dangerous thing with this is if you continue to play a role and then get validation for it, you will then become a character in your own life that you don't even want to be. And again, I'm not telling you to give up alcohol. Some of the good memories that I've had in life has been whilst intoxicated or having a good time with the boys or having a good time out pissed as a fart somewhere in a different country. But if alcohol isn't serving you anymore, then I'm just asking you to consider, is there another way? Because I can honestly say, since going sober for this 120 days, there's been no negative side effects, no negative that have been thrown in front of me, only positives and benefits that have helped me become fitter, stronger, look better, be more productive, have better sleep, have better sex, be more productive with my business, build better friendships and connections. Because even the standards that I now set for myself in every other part of my life, the bar is now being raised since I've stopped drinking alcohol. And my goal was to do this for maybe a 6-month period, because I just wanted to better my relationship with alcohol and not think that every time I need to go for a night out, I've got to have a drink in my hand just to be confident. And this is probably the final thing, is that I've now built up and found out more about myself, because I thought every time I went out on a night out, I would need to drink in order to be myself. But I've become a lot more of myself since not needing drink. It was almost like a fake facade, a mask of confidence, thinking that to speak to other people and to socialize, I needed to be intoxicated. Actually, the other way around. As I started to go on more nights out with alcohol-free drinks, it built up evidence that I could be confident without the alcohol, which has made me be myself a lot more. And this is the other interesting thing. If you've got friends who maybe will join you on this journey, it makes things a lot easier. I've been on a couple nights out with the boys. We've all drank 0% alcohol or 0% Guinness. And we've had some of the best nights out that we've had and had a good time, remembered it the next day, and also been able to get up and do a workout together. Now, whether this is a goal for you in 2024 where you've set a dry January or you want to continue it is completely up to you. If you enjoy having a tip on the weekend and you just want to get a bit more regimented through the week, then great. But this is just my journey so far, and to be honest, I was supposed to have my first drink on my honeymoon next month, and I'm kind of in that place where I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if having a drink will benefit the social situation by the amount that I now get and the joy I get from not drinking alcohol. So this is a decision for me that I'm going to have to make in the future, and who knows where this journey will end.